So we're diving straight into something that really shook the aviation world. We're talking about a systemic threat that comes from, of all places, outer space.
That's right. It all started on October 30th, 2025. You have this JetBlue Airbus A320 flying from Cancun, and then suddenly it just drops. No warning.
A really violent, unexpected descent. I mean, 3 passengers ended up with lacerations. 15 had to be hospitalized after they made the emergency diversion.
And the invisible culprit behind that drop, it led to some very, very visible consequences.
Absolutely.
That single incident triggered a massive emergency directive. We're talking about the grounding and recall of over 6,000 Airbus aircraft.
Wow. Which models?
The A320, the A319, A321 variants, and this all happened right during one of the busiest travel times of the year.
The post-Thanksgiving weekend. Just a nightmare for logistics.
A total nightmare.
Okay, so let's unpack this, because the problem wasn't a mechanical failure, which is what you'd normally expect. It was something microscopic. A computer glitch caused by a particle from space. A bit flip.
A bit flip, yeah.
Yeah.
It's technically called a single event upset, or SEU.
And SCU, right?
And it starts far, far away. High-speed subatomic particles, usually protons, slam into our atmosphere. That collision creates, well, a cascade of fast-moving neutrons that rain down towards the Earth.
So here's where it gets really interesting. It's like, you can think of that cascade as throwing a bunch of invisible marbles across a table, right?
That's a great analogy.
And if one of those little neutron marbles just happens to hit a computer's memory chip,
It can instantly switch a single bit of data. A 0 becomes a 1, or a 1 becomes a 0. And that's enough to corrupt the code.
and that's the danger. A tiny physical event inside a system that people's lives depend on. So wait, does this mean flying at a higher altitude makes it more dangerous?
Oh, highly significant. The neutron flux, the density of these particles, it rises dramatically with altitude. So the probability of a strike just keeps going up the higher you fly.
And modern planes are especially vulnerable.
Exactly. Because of fly-by-wire systems, planes like the A320, the pilot's controls aren't physically connected to the wings and tail. It's all electronic. The computer has to work perfectly. There's no mechanical backup.
You know, we have seen hints of this before, haven't we? There was that Qantas A330 incident back in 2008.
That's true, yeah. A suspected, though unconfirmed, radiation-induced event. 2 sudden drops. Though Airbus did state the JetBlue issue was in the A320's ELAC system that controls the wings and tail. It was a different component from the one on the Qantas flight, but the underlying risk is identical.
What's fascinating to me is the puzzle over the actual cause. Airbus first pointed to intense solar radiation.
They did. But space physics experts, people like Matthew Owens and Keith Wrighton, they looked at the data, and October 30th, 2025 just wasn't a special day for solar activity.
So it wasn't a solar flare.
Probably not. This suggests the threat isn't just from solar events, it's also from galactic cosmic rays. These are particles arriving constantly from, distant supernovae and black holes. The threat is always there.
So with thousands of planes grounded, what was the fix? How do they solve it?
Well, it was a 2-step action. For most of the fleet, it was a software update, quick and relatively easy. But for about 900 of the planes, they actually needed new hardware.
And what does the software do?
It basically induces a rapid refreshing of the corrupted parameter. It's constantly sanitizing the data, so if a bit does flip, it doesn't last long enough to affect the flight controls.
So what does this all mean for the bigger picture?
The deepest concern here is the growing vulnerability of our whole digital world. As we make microchips smaller and more energy efficient, it takes less and less energy from an outside particle to corrupt them.
And this goes way beyond just aircraft, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Think about navigation satellites, medical equipment. Anything with a sensitive microchip is at risk.
And the standards for protecting against this, for hardening the electronics?
That's the key takeaway. They are currently not compulsory for manufacturers.
So it leaves you with a pretty big question to think about. Given how much of our global infrastructure relies on these tiny, ever more sensitive microchips, how prepared are we, really, for the next big solar or galactic radiation event? If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications bell, leave your like, and share the video because it helps us keep the channel going. Thank you.